What is going on YouTube? There we go. Okay, we're live. It's Andrew Abbott on the mound for the Reds. It's 1-1 on Donovan. I just got to get right into it. Those are his numbers. He's been great this year. Here is the third pitch to Brendan Donovan. Inside, fouled back. It's 1-2. So I had an issue that held me up, so I'm a little bit late today, but that's okay. It is 1-0 Reds after a solo homer in the first from Matt McLain. Tyler Stevenson also drew a walk, so Lux was the final out of the first inning for the Reds, as Donovan fouls off the 1-2 pitch, still 1-2. Cardinals have Donovan playing DH today with Pozo behind the plate and Barrero in center with Sajaci playing second, so a lot of players getting the day off today, including Victor Scott, Nolan Gorman. Here's the 1-2, outside 2-2. So Burleson is in left, which means Nootbaar is getting the day off as well. Same thing with Pajes and Mason Wynn is in the game. 2-2 pitch, pulled over to second base. Nice catch made by McLain for out number 1. So not playing are Gorman, Nootbaar, Pajes, and Scott. Those are the guys on the bench. So it's Barrero in center, Walker in right, Burleson in left. So maybe the worst defense we've had this year in the outfield. And then you have Mason Wynn at short, Contreras at first, Sajaci at second, Arenado at third, with Donovan playing DH. And on their side, it is the same lineup they've been rolling out. For the Reds, it's Friedel in center, Stevenson playing DH with Benson in left, Fraley in right, Trevino behind the plate. Here's the 1-0 to Mason Wynn. Pulled in the air to left, that's going to be a base hit. Dropped in front of Benson, so one man on with one out in the first. The Reds already lead this one 1-0, so we'll see if the Cardinals can strike back here. Abbott has just a 1.83 ERA this year. He's been fantastic. It is Friedel in center, Fraley in right, Benson in left. Lux at third, De La Cruz at short, McLain at second, Steer at first, and Trevino behind the plate. So one on with one out. Here's the first pitch in a lefty-lefty matchup to Alec Burleson. Gets the call on the inside part of the plate there. It's 0-1. That was a fastball. Burleson now hitting .314 with 8 home runs. He's been incredibly hot as of late. Homered yesterday, the 0-1, swing and a miss on a sweeper. 0-2. Reds are playing Burleson up the middle here. The 0-2 pitch from Abbott. He delivers. Ground ball foul. We'll do it again. So a really unorthodox lineup for the Cardinals today. They're trying to give their main guys a day off after having already won the series, getting ready for a huge one against the Cubs. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Burleson. Drops the curveball in the dirt. It's 1-2. From a pitching perspective as well, the bullpen is really taxed, so you kind of just have to let Mikolas go as far as he can, which is another reason they might be giving some guys the day off today. Just making sure that you have a great series against Chicago. Here's the 1-2 to Alec Burleson. Hit high in the air to right field, but that's easily playable for Fraley. He'll make the grab for out number 2. He tried to reach out and get that one, but it was a little too far off the end of the bat. Not enough power there. 2 outs, win on first for Wilson Contreras. Contreras hitting .244 this year with a .748 OPS. That has been climbing since his slump at the start of the year. Still not quite where you expect it to be, but it has been as of late as well. Burleson and Contreras have been great as of late. So 2 outs. Mason Wynn on first. Abbott at pitch number 14 of his start today. Here it is. Fouled back. So 0-1 on Burleson. Sorry, on Contreras. Contreras has 10 home runs this year and 50 RBIs. The 0-1 pitch. Up and away. Mason Wynn tries to swipe the bag, and he does. He is safe at second. So Wynn is now in scoring position with a 1-1 count on Contreras. Take a look at this. Decent throw from Trevino, but Wynn just had the base stolen. Does he come off the bag? Gotta hope he doesn't come off the bag at any point. He does the swim move, tries to keep that right hand on there. Let's see. Right hand on, stays on, and then the leg is there. So yeah, he's safe. Here's the pitch. Right down the middle, driven the other way, but playable for Fraley. And he'll make the grab in right. So we go to the second. It is still 1-0 Reds after a solo bomb from Matt McLain. So now we can take a look at the Mikolas numbers and the Abbott numbers. And also pull up their history against these lineups as well. I'm going to try to do all of this at once, and then we can take a look at it between innings or during the innings, if possible. So there's Abbott. Here's Mikolas. So Mikolas against the starting lineup today has not done very well. The only 3 players below a 1 dot OPS are Matt McLain, who probably just sent his over a 1 dot with that homer, Stevenson, and Fraley. So hopefully that can help out Mikolas a little bit. A lot of homers against him from this lineup, and you can add one from McLain as well. And Abbott has done pretty well against this lineup. Contreras has been good against him. Arenado as well, and Pozo. So there's that. Here's Abbott this season. So hard hit baseballs allowed, barrels, and they're not on the ground. So, I mean, you just have to swing. Abbott has really good peripheral numbers. The only thing you can do against him is just hit the ball. I guess they're not hard hit, are they? They're softly hit. You just got to find a gap then. I guess it's line drives only. He does give up barrels, so maybe the Cardinals can just steal some homers, just keep themselves in the game that way. Either way, we are back. Here we go. First pitch from Mikolas to Steer is in there for a strike. 0-1. Spencer Steer playing first base today, as usual. Hitting .230 this season. The 0-1 is outside with the slider, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch from Mikolas to Steer is outside with the sinker, 2-1 now. Mikolas already on pitch number 26 of the ball game, trying to eat as many innings as he can, so hopefully he finds the zone here. The 2-1. Missed outside with the curveball, it's 3-1. Steer crushes Mikolas, at least he has in the past. He's 6 for 14 with a double and a homer against him. The 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball above the zone, 3-2. McLain might have been the guy least likely to homer off of Mikolas, given their history, and yet McLain's the only guy who's done it this game, as Steer drives one to right field for a base hit, and Walker will throw the ball in. So 1 on with nobody out. That was 100 miles an hour off the bat. No play for any infielder for the Cardinals. And that's going to bring up Will Benson. First pitch, low and away, fouled off, 0-1. Benson hitting .221 this season, but he's also crushed Mikolas in the past. He has 2 doubles, a home run, and he's 7 for 10. So hopefully Mikolas finds a ground ball pitch soon. The 0-1, swing and a miss on a changeup at the bottom of the zone. It's 0-2. Mikolas checks on Steer, who got back safely. Cardinals playing Steer to pull here. Mikolas is ready. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Benson. Got him with a sinker up and away. Great pitch from Mikolas, and that's a strikeout. So 1 out with Steer on first. It's going to bring up Jose Trevino. Perfectly placed sinker at the upper outside corner. First pitch to Trevino is right down the middle with the fastball, 0-1. Mikolas now has 2 strikeouts on the day. Trevino hitting .307 on the year. The 0-1 pitch to Trevino. Curveball missed outside, 1-1. Ground ball could easily turn into a double play here with Trevino's speed. The 1-1 pitch right down the middle with the sinker. And instead of a potential double play situation, Spencer Steer swipes second base. Pozo unable to gun him down that time, so 1 man now on second with 1 out for Trevino. It was just a sinker right down the middle, but it was too good of a jump. Pozo never had a chance. He was halfway to second by the time the ball was caught. As Trevino pulls 1 foul, still 1-2. So from a perspective of 162 games, it might not be good that Mikolas is at 36 pitches here with 4 outs recorded. Here's the 1-2. Missed downstairs, 2-2. Because you will need the entire bullpen to be ready to go against the Cubs. And if Mikolas can't eat a lot of innings, then you're going to need to use a lot of the bullpen here. It might just have to be a couple long relievers. The 2-2. Ground ball over to second. Misplayed, but Mikolas able to cover the bag for out number 2. That was a very strange ground ball on the right side of the infield. Contreras tried to make a diving play on it, but it was playable for the second baseman today, which is Sajasi. And Mikolas had to go all the way over and cover the bag. But either way, it worked. So good heads-up play by Mikolas, although he should have probably been covering first from the get-go. And there's 2 outs with a man on third for Jake Fraley. First pitch to Fraley is inside with the curveball, 1-0. Fraley hitting .227 on the year with 5 home runs. Does have a .711 OPS, which is just a little bit above average this year, I believe. It's very close. The 1-0 pitch. Caught the top of the zone with the changeup, 1-1. Pitch number 41 of the day for Mikolas, the 1-1 to Fraley. Low and in, gets the chase on the slider, 1-2. So 2 outs, man on third, 1-2 count now on the right fielder, Jake Fraley. Fraley does have 5 homers on the year. And TJ Friedel is on deck. The 1-2 does not get the chase, 2-2. Mikolas is set. The 2-2 pitch. Up and in. It's 3-2. The 3-2 pitch with 2 outs in the second. Right down the middle. Popped up. Playable at third for Arenado. He can't see it, but he'll make the grab anyway. So that was a little bit scary. He did end up finding it in the sun and making the grab. We go to the bottom of the second. It's still 1-0 Reds. So Mikolas already at 43 pitches. I'm just going to go retroactively and look at him right now. This is kind of the opposite of how I normally would do it, but Mikolas has actually been above average according to the pitching run value with a 1.21 whip. But mostly that's coming from the low walk rate, and then the success rate comes from the defensive support, as the only thing he's been good at doing is keeping the contact soft, which is a good thing to have. But he's not striking out very many hitters. He, also is putting it in the zone. That's the main thing with this defense behind you. If you keep the contact soft and put it in the zone, the defense will make your numbers look fantastic. So that's why that's working. But the rest of the stats, not too great. Just a decent ground ball rate at 40.7%. And most of the rest of the stats don't look very good. So we'll go right back at Abbott soon. Who's due up next? Let's see. Arenado. Arenado does have a good history against Abbott. He could look to homer to the left here. I believe that is the best outcome the Cardinals could have, obviously, but if you look at what Abbott has allowed, it's just been balls in the air. He has a pretty low walk rate. So, you do have to just barrel the ball. That's the only thing he's missing this season. So we'll see if Arenado can get that done. The game should be back soon. And it is. So here we go. First pitch caught the outside corner to Arenado. That was a nice fastball. It's 0-1. They're showing us some of these Reds making their debut as Mikolas takes a swing and a miss on an outside fastball. It's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch to Arenado is in the dirt, 1-2. So the only damage done by either team so far was that Matt McLain solo home run in the first. Arenado trying to get something going in the second. Arenado does have 10 home runs on the year, hitting .247 with 39 RBIs. The 1-2 pitch. Right down the middle, popped foul, still 1-2. Good at bat from Arenado so far. Abbott has reached 20 pitches so far, so pretty efficient start, but not too great. Here's the 1-2 to Arenado. Popped foul again. Still 1-2. Arenado has reached a 717 OPS. The 1-2 pitch. Pokes it through for a base hit to the right-hand side. So it's a base hit for Arenado. 1 man on with nobody out. In the second. That one just 96 miles an hour off the bat. Still a pretty hard hit ball, but found the right part of the infield there. Also hit the game-tying home run in yesterday's game. So Arenado starting to heat up. With the OPS now up at 721 after that hit, he's now above what he did last season. So that's exactly what the Cardinals want to see. First pitch to Sajacy catches the top of the zone, 0-1. Sajacy hitting .333 this year with an .843 OPS, but hasn't been at the majors very long. The 0-1 pitch. Fouled off the other way, 0-2. He is actually the highest OPS in the lineup today, given that it is a very small sample. He did homer in Fenway, the 0-2 pitch. Grounded to the right-hand side as well. McLean with a tough play. He has no play. It's a base hit for Thomas Sajacy. Sajacy's speed helps him pick up a ton of infield hits. That's his second in as many games. He got one a couple days ago in his last start. So that's awesome. 2 men on with nobody out. That's going to bring up Joel Pozo. Pozo did hit the game-winning walk-off base hit to right field yesterday. We'll see if he can make something happen here with 2 on and nobody out. Pozo hitting .308 on the year. First pitch from Abbott. Outside, driven to the right field for another base hit. Arenado will fly around third. It is 1-1 in the second. Joel Pozo continues to deliver. Another outside pitch. He waited on it, put the barrel on it, sent it to right field. They continue to play the Cardinals to pull, and all 3 of the righties went to the opposite field against Abbott. Great use of the open space for the Cardinals hitters. And it is a tie ball game in the second. Runners on first and second for Jordan Walker. So 3 straight hits for the Redbirds. First pitch to Walker is just low with the changeup, 1-0. Walker does have 3 home runs on the year. Abbott finally looking for an out. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball at the top of the zone, fouled back. 1-1. Walker was starting to heat up prior to his injury. Did score the game-winning run yesterday after coming in as a pinch runner and gets the chance to swing the bat today. Here's the 1-1 from Andrew Abbott. Missed low and away, but gets the call on a terrible, terrible pitch, 1-2. That ball was 4 inches outside the zone. I can't believe he got the call. So Walker is now behind 1-2. Here's the pitch from Abbott. Instead, he's going to disengage. So that's the first disengagement. He stepped off. Walker does have a triple this year with runners in scoring position. And a .269 average in these spots. The 1-2. Swing and a miss on a sweeper low and in. Down goes Walker. So some bad luck for Walker there after that unlucky call outside. And he was unable to make up for it. So 2 men on with 1 out now, and it's going to be Jose Barrero. Barrero getting the start in center field in favor of... in exchange for Victor Scott. Here's the first pitch from Abbott. Ground ball, left side. It's going to stay foul. Okay. I was hoping it would stay fair, but it ended up rolling off of the grass and into foul territory. Smart play by the third baseman, which today is Gavin Lux, to let that one roll foul. So Barrero gets his bat. Runners on first and second with one out. The Cardinals are mostly choosing this lineup because it gives you the platoon advantage against the lefty, but it also gives a lot of guys a day off, which they definitely need. Especially Victor Scott and Lars Nootbaar, some hard-working outfielders, as well as Gorman. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Barrero. Outside 1-1. So 2 on with 1 out. 1-1 count on Barrero. The Reds are still playing him to pull. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Up and away with the fastball. 2-1. So maybe we'll see if Barrero joins the party and goes the other way, just like Arenado, Sajasi, and Pozo have done this inning. The 2-1 pitch to Barrero. Ground ball foul. That one was almost to the right side of the infield, but could not keep it fair. So it's 2-2 with 2 men on and 1 out in the second of a 1-1 ball game in 93-degree heat in St. Louis. 2-2 pitch to Barrero. Ground ball foul again. Good at bat from Barrero, making Abbott work. A lot of hitters jumped on him early in the count in this inning, but now Barrero is making him throw some pitches. Abbott now about to throw number 36 of his outing so far today. Sajasi on second, Pozo on first. The 2-2 pitch. Inside, popped up. Might be playable for the catcher Trevino. And it is. He makes an incredible grab right up against the net for out number 2. Great play by Trevino. It's over the shoulder. He's seeing the ball. Has to jump into the net to make sure the ball doesn't hit it. And falls into the net as he makes the grab. Great play. And there are 2 down now for Brendan Donovan. So we'll see if Donovan can find a hole here. First pitch. Swing and a miss on a curveball low and away. 0-1. That was a great pitch just outside the zone. Donovan is 0 for 1 with a line out so far in this one, hitting .311 on the year. The 0-1 pitch. They go to the curveball below the zone that time, 1-1. That was a good frame job by Trevino, but didn't get the call. Good news for the Redbirds. The 1-1 pitch now to Donovan. Check swing. No, he did not. It's 2-1. That was a slider in the dirt. The Reds are playing Donovan to pull, so maybe he'll be able to go the other way and join the party. Big hole on that left side now. The 2-1 pitch from Abbott. Right down the middle, driven in the air to center field. Back is Friedel, who will make a grab. Up against the wall for out number 3. So it's 1-1 after a few singles from the Redbirds. We go to the third. All right, so Mikolas will come back out. It's going to be Friedel, McLean, De La Cruz, top of the order. So I'll just leave Friedel on the screen. He's been pretty dang good this year. Low strikeout rate, high walk rate, doesn't chase much. Hits the ball pretty soft in general, but obviously he plays in Cincinnati. That's 8 home runs, 9 stolen bases. Good defense as well. It's crazy that he has the 35th percentile sprint speed, but he's an above average center fielder. Must get a great jump on every ball. If you look at Mikolas' history, Friedel does have a homer against him, 6 for 17. Also has a walk. All right, the game is back. Might have even missed a pitch. Let's see. Yeah, I missed a couple pitches. Let's see. First pitch to Friedel is in there with the changeup, 0-1. That was right down the middle. Second pitch, swing and a miss on a curveball below the zone, 0-2. And Mikolas is working quickly, so okay, Friedel's going to call time. And now we're almost live. The 0-2 pitch from Mikolas to Friedel. Up and in, pulled foul, still 0-2, and now we're live. So Friedel still at the plate, 0-2 count. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball at the top of the zone. Down goes Friedel. So another strikeout for Mikolas. Puts him at 3 on the game. And that's going to bring up Matt McLain. McLain homered his last time up. Put the 1 on the board for the Reds. Nice pitch there from Mikolas, low and away, but doesn't get the call. It's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch now to Matt McLain. Curveball drops in there for a strike, 1-1. McLain's OPS at 661 now after the homer. The 1-1 pitch. Slider found the middle of the zone, fouled back, 1-2. The homer in the first was McLain's 9th of the year. We'll see if he can have as many homers as stolen bases by the end of the season. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a changeup low and away. It's the back-to-back strikeouts for Mikolas, and that's going to bring up Elly De La Cruz with nobody on and 2 outs in the third. De La Cruz had a flyout back in the first inning. He's hitting .264 on the season. First pitch. Curveball caught the outside corner. 0-1. De La Cruz has 17 homers on the year. Did hit one yesterday as well. The 0-1 pitch. Missed low and away with the changeup. 1-1. He had a wild game yesterday if you really add everything up. He had the triple where he tried to score and Sonny Gray gunned him down. And we'll continue that story after this pitch. The 1-1. Downstairs, 2-1. So after that triple, he ended up throwing up in the field as the heat was getting to him and he had to run a long way. But then later in the game, he did homer. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Low and in, perfectly placed slider, 2-2. So 2 outs, 2-2 count on De La Cruz. Nobody on in the third. It is 1-1 between the Reds and Cardinals. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Mikolas. Got him with a sinker on the inside corner. Perfect pitch. Mikolas strikes out the side. We go to the bottom of the third. It's still 1-1. All right, so it's going to be the top. Nope. Wynn, Burleson, and Contreras. Not quite the top of the order. .705 OPS for Wynn this year. Great defense. 10 outs above average. 99th percentile on that stat. Low strikeout rate. Pretty good walk rate. Good launch angles. Can't complain about Wynn at all. I'm going to do a quick look at the history between Abbott and these next three hitters. So Wynn has been pretty bad against him, 1 for 11. Burleson 0 for 6. Then Contreras is 3 for 6. And Arenado is now 8 for 16. So way better once you get to Contreras Arenado. Hopefully Wynn or Burleson can reach base. Alrighty, here we go. First pitch to Wynn is up and in. Great slider, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Abbott's now up above 40 pitches in the game. It is the bottom of the third, so this might be a short outing for both starters as Abbott misses outside with the fastball. 1-1. Wynn is 1 for 1 on the day. Had a rocket single to left, the 1-1 pitch. Up and away with the changeup, 2-1. So we'll see if Wynn can find a pitch to hit here. The 2-1. Swing and a miss on a changeup low and away. That one should not have been in the zone. Should not have been chased. 2-2 pitch from Wynn. Sorry, to Wynn. He drives it to right field. Easy play for Friedel. He'll make the grab for out number 1. Jeez. When I get distracted, I get so much worse at this. Okay, 1 out. Nobody on. It's going to bring up Alec Burleson. Burleson is 0 for 1 with A line out back in the first. First pitch to Burleson. He's in there for a strike with the cutter. 0-1. Burleson's been having a great series and a great season. The 0-1 pitch. Foul ball. It's a curveball outside. Great pitch again from Abbott. He seems to be attacking Wynn and Burleson pretty effectively, although the pitch to Wynn seemed to be hittable. See if Burleson can put one in play at the very least. The 0-2 pitch. Outside 1-2. Good things happen when you put the ball in play, especially against a guy like Abbott, who doesn't keep it on the ground very often. The 1-2 pitch. Chopped foul. Still 1-2. So a good at-bat from Burleson to try to fight back from 0-2. It is a sunny 93 degrees. The 1-2 pitch from Abbott. Goes down and drives this one to right field. Charging Fraley makes a great grab. Sliding onto the grass for out number 2. So 2 down now after a wonderful play from Jake Fraley. He had to get his body down there. Didn't quite slide just to catch the ball, but he needed to slide after catching the ball due to the way he had to position his body. And that is going to bring up Wilson Contreras with nobody on and 2 outs. Swing and a miss on a fastball below the zone. 0-1. Contreras hitting .244 this year. Has a good history against Abbott. The 0-1 pitch. Fouled off on the changeup. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. In the dirt with the curveball. 1-2. So Abbott has thrown 13 pitches this inning. Looking for a quick 1-2-3 inning after a rough second inning. As he tries to settle in, the 1-2 pitch to Contreras. Outside with the changeup. 2-2. Contreras had a flyout his last time up. 2-2 pitch from Abbott. Ground ball, playable at third. Gavin Lux makes a nice play. Down goes Contreras, and we go to the fourth. It is 1-1. Contreras is really frustrated after that. So it's going to be Stevenson first for the Reds. All right. Mikolas has already thrown 57. Wow. I'm just going to say that when the game comes back. All right, here we go. Mikolas catches the outside corner with the slider. It's 0-1. Second pitch to Stevenson. Missed down and away with the curveball, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch didn't get the call on a fastball low and away. That was a great pitch from Mikolas as well. 2-1 on Stevenson. This is going to be pitch number 61 for Mikolas. It's just the fourth inning, so we'll see if he can get through at least 5. The 2-1. He's fouled back, 2-2. If he really settles in, he might be able to get through 6. It all starts with this pitch to Stevenson. It is 2-2 with nobody on and nobody out in the fourth. The pitch got the call on a sinker outside. Down goes Stevenson. Another strikeout for Mikolas. I believe that's his 4th straight hitter that he struck out. Puts him at 6 strikeouts on the day. Perfectly placed sinker. Stevenson didn't like the call. And while that one might have missed the zone by a centimeter, a previous one didn't get called that did hit the zone. So here's the pitch to Lux. Ground ball foul. It's 0-1. That was a changeup low and in. Lux struck out his first time up. Here's the 0-1 to Gavin Lux. Upstairs with the slider, 1-1. Mikolas is ready. The 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2-1. Looks like Sajaci's hit was ruled in error. That's unfortunate for Sajaci. So the Cardinals have 3 hits. The 2-1. Driven into center field. Victor Scott is there. Makes the grab. Sorry, that's not Scott. That's Barrero. Barrero makes the grab in center field for out number 2. And that will bring up Spencer Steer. Steer is 1 for 1 on the day. He ended up stranded at third base. Here is the pitch. Perfect sinker away for a strike. It's 0-1 now on Steer. This game is tied at 1. Cardinals already have come back in this one. It was 1-0 after a McLean homer. And the Cardinals were able to answer with a few singles in the second. Mikolas missed outside with a curveball. It's 1-1 on Steer. The 1-1 pitch. Up and in, swing and a miss with the fastball, 1-2. Steer is a career 7 for 15 against Mikolas, at least he was. Also has a homer. Steer has also never struck out against Mikolas in his career, so we'll see if Mikolas can change that here. The 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2. Could still change here. Spencer Steer has the 4th worst 2-out batting average in baseball at just 171. So here's the 2-2. Ground ball, foul, still 2-2. So that takes Mikolas above 70 pitches. One more could get him through the 4th inning. The 2-2 pitch is fouled off once again. So a really good at-bat from Steer, trying to maintain that status of having never been struck out by Mikolas. The 2-2 pitch. Low and in, ground ball over to second base. Good running play there by Sajaci for out number 3. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. It is still 1-1. It's going to be, I believe, okay, yeah, Arenado, Sajaci, and Pozo. So last time that happened, it worked out really well for the Cardinals. Let's see if it can happen again. This time I'll go to Sajaci. All right, the game is back. So Arenado is going to be stepping up to the plate now. What is going on here? There we go. First pitch to Arenado is a changeup outside. He pops it up. Playable at second base for McLean, who's struggling to find it in the sun, but backpedals and makes the grab for out number 1. So 1 out. That's going to bring up Thomas Sajaci. Arenado, Sajaci, and Pozo all reached base back in the 2nd inning in order to drive in a run. So we'll see if Sajaci can get credit for a hit this time. He had an error last time. I'm not sure I agree with that. The first pitch. In there for a strike at the bottom of the zone. 0-1. The 0-1 pitch from Abbott to Sajaci is outside with the fastball. 1-1. So Sajaci hitting .326 after that was ruled an error. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball right down the middle. 1-2. So Abbott trying to settle back in, get more efficient with his pitches. This is going to be his 60th pitch of the game. 1 out, nobody on. The 1-2 pitch to Thomas Sajaci. After a little bit of a pause, here we go. Driven to right field, but foul. Still 1-2. Sajaci does have a home run this year, 7 RBIs. The 1-2 pitch goes down and pops this one up. Looks playable for Steer, but it'll just get out of reach into the netting. So still 1-2. Good job by Sajaci to stay alive. Bottom of the 4th inning with 1 out. Still 1-1 between the Cardinals and the Reds. Couple guys just chilling in the sun today. Some guys have umbrellas to protect themselves from the sun. Here's the 1-2 to Sajasi. Fouled away. Still 1-2. The 1-2 pitch goes down and pops this one out to right field. Fraley makes the grab for out number 2, and that's going to bring up Joel Pozo. First pitch to Pozo is outside 1-0. That was the fastball. Pozo is 1 for 1 today with an RBI single. Also had an RBI single yesterday as a pinch hitter to win the game. The 1-0 pitch. Fouled back 1-1. Although I guess you can't technically call him a pinch hitter. He was a defensive replacement at catcher. And then ended up coming up in the lineup a couple innings after he came in. So 2 outs, nobody on. The 1-1 pitch from Abbott in the 4th. Swing and a miss, 1-2. So it looks like Pozo is using the Ivan Herrera bat. It's funny that that has come full circle. As Herrera used Donovan's bat at the start of the year to hit 3 home runs in 1 game. Here's the 1-2 to Pozo. Fouled away. 93 right down the middle. So it is still 1-2. Pozo is 4 for 9 in his last 6 games with a home run. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled back again. So 1 home run in his last 6 games, 2 home runs on the year. Pozo with a 779 OPS. Limited sample this year. The 1-2 pitch from Abbott. Fouled away again. It's a really nice long at-bat from Pozo here. Abbott about to throw his 70th pitch of the game. We compare that to Mikolas. Mikolas has thrown 73. So very similar production so far from each pitcher. And similar efficiency as well. The 1-2 pitch to Pozo. Up and away, 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Pozo fouls that one back. Still 2-2. This is going to be the 9th pitch of the at-bat to Pozo. Pozo's been a great 2-strike hitter this year, a .231 average with 2 strikes, also has a homer. 2-2 pitch to Abbott. Swing and a miss on a changeup low and in, and Abbott gets out of it. So Abbott has thrown 72 through 4, Mikolas has thrown 73. We go to the 5th, 1-1. So it's going to be Benson to lead off the next inning. Look at these contact numbers for Benson. That's insane. Him and Stevenson are very similar. They just strike out too much. If they didn't strike out as much as they did, all of these contact numbers would be incredible. Benson is an above average hitter, just barely with a 740 OPS. But his expected batting average, expected WOBA, pretty much everything in the contact list would be incredible if he didn't strike out 26.4% of the time. And that's what's pulling down the expected batting average. Like everything else, these are just contact numbers, but the expected batting average is affected by strikeouts a lot more. They all are technically, but strikeouts really pull down the batting average. Last year, yeah. He struck out almost 40% of the time. He also wasn't hitting the ball as hard. Other guys due up. Let's see. Benson, Trevino, and Fraley. Trevino's been great this year. He just doesn't strike out. So that's what his secret is. Squares up the ball, doesn't strike out. That's really everything. So that shows you how big of an impact strikeouts have. Trevino's having a better season than Benson despite way worse contact just because Trevino never strikes out and Benson strikes out all the time. And then it's going to be Fraley. Fraley's another guy who doesn't strike out too much, also walks a ton. But the exit velocity is so low that they're not hits. So just 27 hits on 120 at-bats for a 225 average. So if you're not getting hits, then it doesn't matter how often you make contact. So that's what's hurting Fraley. So there's a lot of theory behind the Reds roster. Let's go ahead and get back to the game. It is 1-1 now on Benson. Mikolas just missed with the second pitch. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Will Benson. Missed inside with the changeup, 2-1. Benson did strike out back in the second inning. That has been the main problem for him as a hitter this year. Mikolas about to throw his 77th pitch of the game, the 2-1 pitch. Gets the call below the zone with the fastball, 2-2. As a tall hitter, Benson can't appreciate that call. He just shook his head at the ump, said no out loud, but might not have said it loud enough for the ump to hear. Either way, the Cardinals are playing him to pull here. The 2-2 pitch from Mikolas. Up and in, pulled foul, still 2-2. It is a 1-1 ball game in the top of the fifth. Nobody on, nobody out. 2-2 count on Will Benson. Here is the pitch from Miles Mikolas. Inside, pulled high in the air to center field, but Barrera will range over and make the grab for out number 1. So now 1 out with nobody on. That's going to bring up Jose Trevino. As we just discussed, Trevino strikes out very little, and that has helped him out a ton this year with a .304 batting average, .854 OPS. That is the team high so far in the season. Here's the pitch. Right down the middle for a strike, 0-1. Just went straight to the fastball against Trevino that time, making sure he gets ahead in the count. The 0-1 pitch goes outside with the slider, 1-1. Mikolas threw over 20 pitches in the first 2 innings, but he settled in better after that. The 1-1. He's low and away, 2-1. Mikolas already has 6 strikeouts on the day. The 2-1 pitch, right down the middle for strike 2. It's 2-2. So Trevino making him throw a lot of pitches. Hasn't swung at one yet this at-bat. And we'll see what Mikolas goes to on the 2-2 pitch here. Here it is. Up and away, fouled off. Still 2-2. Mikolas is set once again. Another 2-2. Goes down and pulls that one to left field. That's going to be a base hit. Maybe extra bases for Trevino. Burleson struggling to cut that one off. It's going to be really easy for Trevino to coast in with a double, as it is Burleson in left today. So Trevino on second with one out. And that's going to bring up Jake Fraley. That was just a really good piece of hitting by Trevino. He didn't try to do too much. Stuck out the end of the bat and went around that one, pulled it down the line. It's really all you could do with that pitch. It was way low and away. Here is the pitch to Jake Fraley. Right down the middle, smoked into the right center gap. That's going to drive in Trevino. It's extra bases. Barrero plays it off the wall. And back-to-back doubles give the Reds a 2-1 lead in the fifth. Not a good pitch that time from Mikolas. Put it right down the middle. And Fraley did not miss it. Just put the barrel on it. Good motion of the hips. Made sure to stay under it. And drove it out off that Phillips 66 sign in right center. So Fraley on second with one out. And that will bring up TJ Friedl. Friedl is 0 for 2 today. Here's the first pitch from Mikolas. Curveball drops in there for a strike. It's 0-1. See if Mikolas can get through at least the fifth inning here. The 0-1 pitch to Friedl. Caught the outside corner with the changeup. 0-2. So Mikolas back ahead in the count here. We'll see if he can get a chase or just throw a good pitch. The 0-2 to Friedl. Upstairs, going to get away from Pozo. That's going to allow Fraley to advance to third, and that changes things in this at-bat. Because now you have a runner on third with one out. Friedel's approach becomes put the ball in play. Try to get it in the air. The Cardinals might even bring the infield in. That was a catchable pitch for Pozo, so it's going to go down as a passed ball. And now here is the 1-2 from Miles Mikolas. Misses upstairs again. That one is caught by Pozo. 2-2. Friedl this year with a runner on third and less than 2 outs is 2 for 7. Also has a sac fly, so he's driven in the run 4 times. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Mikolas. Curveball hit high in the air to center field. Way back is Barrero, but that's going to be deep enough to drive in the run. And it is 3-1 Reds in the fifth. They cash in on a couple of doubles. And with 2 outs and nobody on, they lead by 2. This may be the last hitter of Mikolas' game. He's at 91 pitches, and this is Matt McLain, who's already homered today. First pitch. Caught the outside corner with the slider. It's 0-1. McLain does have a strikeout today. The 0-1 pitch. Driven foul. 0-2. So 3 true outcomes to Matt McLain so far. The only one he hasn't had is the walk, the 0-2 pitch. Missed low and in with the changeup. 1-2. So that was pitch number 94 for Mikolas. You expect that the 5th inning is his last, so this very well could be his last hitter. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Missed upstairs with the fastball, 2-2. 5 innings, 3 runs. That's what you've kind of come to expect out of Miles Mikolas. So hopefully the Cardinals aren't too discouraged by this deficit. The 2-2 pitch missed outside with the curveball, 3-2. McLean has not been good this year with 2 strikes. 47% strikeout rate in 2-strike counts. Here's the 3-2. Right down the middle, driven up the middle, and Barrero will make a nice sliding catch in center. Tried to say sliding and diving catch. Mikolas with a nice fist pump there. He's partially frustrated about that inning, but he did get through it, so that is Mikolas's performance today. 5 innings, 3 earned. It is going to be Walker, Barrero, and Donovan for the Cardinals. Uh-oh. What is going on? What's happening? The computer is not picking up anything that I do right now. Oh, here we go. Okay. There we go. All right. So we go to Walker. Okay. So Walker swings really hard, hits the ball really hard. Can barrel it up a good amount as well. Just not a great launch angle, which hurts the rest of those expected stats. And then obviously the strikeout rate being really high kills the rest of those stats. And that's why he has a 572 OPS. So he just needs to strike out less and maybe hit the ball from the lower portion of the ball, the high, like the upper portion of the bat, which would mean swing lower. Swing lower, hit the ball into the air for line drives and homers. That's one thing I've noticed is when Walker's getting around on the ball, that's when he's doing his best. So we'll see if he can get that going now in the bottom half of the 5th. First pitch, outside 1-0. That was a changeup way outside on Walker. He struck out back in the 2nd inning after a rough call from the ump. The 1-0 pitch. Goes out and fouls this one off on a changeup low and away, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch from Abbott. Swing and a miss on a sweeper. Walker was way out in front of that one. Doesn't seem to be seeing the ball too well today. See if he calls time. He's not going to. The 1-2 pitch. Missed low and away with the changeup. 2-2. Walker is below average with 2 strikes this year, but he does have a 2-strike homer. The 2-2 pitch from Abbott. Outside. Gets the call. Another pitch that was outside to Walker gets called a strike. Down goes Walker for out number 1 in the 5th. Abbott has struck him out twice with some favorable calls. Great job by Trevino to frame that one up. No chance that one was in the zone. Abbott has a little bit of a smile on his face as he throws the first pitch to Barrero, which is fouled off, 0-1. If I'm Walker right now, I would be furious, as the ump is not giving him a chance to hit the ball. The 0-1 pitch. Low and away, driven high in the air to right field, but not quite enough. Barrero not strong enough to get that one out. Caught at the warning track by Fraley. for out number 2. So that's going to bring up Brendan Donovan with 2 outs and nobody on. The Reds still lead by 2. First pitch to Donovan. He is low and away, gets the call with the fastball, 0-1. Abbott now at 80 pitches, so he'll probably last longer than Mikolas. The 0-1, he is fouled off, 0-2. Donovan's 0 for 2 today. He's yet to strike out, but he continues to ground the ball into the wrong part of the infield. Cardinals have just 3 hits on the day. The 0-2 to Donovan. Right down the middle, driven out to left, but playable for Benson, who makes a running grab for out number 3. So we go to the 6th. It is 3-1 Reds after a big 5th inning for them. And it's stuck again, so I'm trying to figure out what is going on. Okay, there we go. This is going to be Ellie next. All right, so with De La Cruz, Stevenson, and Lux, that is switch righty-lefty. So if we look at the Cardinal bullpen, which I might need to refresh. Actually, no, I think it reloaded. Yeah, so yesterday, Mets, I guess, technically blew a save. Let's see. You could go JoJo. Maybe Graceffo or O'Brien. It's interesting. All right, let's see what the Cardinals do. It's going to be Kyle Leahy coming in the game pretty early on. It's a really strange decision. But okay. I like it. Leahy versus Ellie De La Cruz. First pitch, in there for a strike with the curveball, 0-1. The 0-1 is way outside, 1-1. He missed that fastball 3 feet to the right of the zone. So we'll see if Leahy can get the top of the Reds order here. It makes sense that you'd go to him here, I guess, because it's the heart of the order. And he might be able to go multiple innings anyway, as he catches the outside corner with a changeup, 1-2. So I'm seeing what Marmol was thinking here. That makes sense. The 1-2 pitch to Ellie De La Cruz. Fastball up in the zone, driven the other way for a base hit. It's down the third base line. Burleson charging, trying to make a quick throw to second. But Ellie is safe. So the speed pays off for him. He does a little barf celebration as a joke. And it is him on second with nobody out in the 6th. Unlucky for Kyle Leahy. It was just a ground ball down that third base line. Wasn't hit too hard. Good slide by Ellie, who got in just before the tag. So Ellie De La Cruz on second with nobody out. Here comes Tyler Stevenson, the first pitch from Leahy. Ground ball to the right-hand side. That's going to move Ellie over to third. So JC makes the play for out number 1. But the Reds are threatening to extend their lead. It's going to bring up Gavin Lux. First pitch to Lux is in the dirt with the sweeper. 1-0. Leahy is set. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Lux. Upstairs, 2-0. So Lux way ahead in the count. Now there's a ground ball over to short. No play at the plate. Ellie's going to come in to score, and it's an RBI ground out for Lux. 4-1 Reds in the 6th. So Leahy unable to get any chase from Lux. No play for win at the plate. Smart play to just get the out at first. And the Cardinals will have to come back from a 3-run deficit now. And that's going to bring up Spencer Steer with 2 outs and nobody on. The first pitch from Leahy. In there for a strike with the fastball, 0-1. So that brings Leahy's ERA up to 3.05 on the year. It's a little bit higher than we expect out of him. Sweeper right down the middle, fly ball to right. Catch is made by Walker, and we go to the bottom of the 6th. It is 4-1 Reds. They add another after an Ellie De La Cruz double down the left field line. So it's going to be Mason Wynn. This is a good part of the Cardinal order to have up when you're down by a few runs. Wynn, Burleson, Contreras, and then you still have Arenado, so JC Pozo. But those first 4, Wynn, Burleson, Contreras, Arenado, are the key in my opinion. So JC might be able to drive in Arenado if Arenado's already in scoring position. But I would also like to see some pinch hitters once Abbott is out of the game. Take a good left-handed swing, maybe Nolan Gorman. Also wouldn't mind seeing Lars Nootbaar come in the game. Maybe in place of Jordan Walker. We'll see when we get there, though. Abbott at 82 pitches, so I expect him to come out for one more inning. He's done well against Wynn and Burleson. He has struggled against Contreras in his career, but he's done well against him today. So I think they'll just stick with that. 3 hitters for Abbott. And he will go 6 innings for them unless he gives up a couple base runners here. So Mason Wynn coming on now. First pitch, in there for a strike, 0-1. So Abbott finds the top of the zone there. Mason Wynn already has a single and a stolen base in the game today. The 0-1 pitch, in there for strike 2 with the changeup. It's 0-2. Mason Wynn is yet to strike out today. We'll see if he can foul off a few pitches. The 0-2 is upstairs 1-2. Abbott only has 3 strikeouts throughout the whole Cardinal order, 2 of them off of Jordan Walker. The 1-2 to Mason Wynn. Right down the middle, fouled off, still 1-2. So a good approach by Wynn. The Cardinals' relentlessness in not striking out is why Abbott has such a high pitch count despite just 1 run allowed on 3 hits. The 1-2 pitch to Wynn. Goes the other way and fouls it off again, still 1-2. So good at bat from Wynn, making sure he gets a pitch to hit from Abbott. Be very important to get him on base here in the 6th. Could give the Cardinals a chance to rally back. The 1-2 pitch to Wynn. Low and away, fouled off again. Wynn just keeps going further out on these foul balls. We'll see if he finally takes one for a ball. But the ump's been calling those strikes sometimes, so it's tough. The 1-2 pitch from Abbott. They go inside. He fouls this one off. A lot of fastballs to Wynn from Abbott. Very long at bat. Wynn only has a 32.5% strikeout rate with 2 strikes this year. And he's hitting 179 in 2 strike counts, which is above average. Here's the 1-2 from Abbott. Driven the other way, diving stop by Steer. He's going to flip it to Abbott, but he is late. An infield single for Wynn after Abbott does not cover first base in time. And there's 1 man on with nobody out in the 6th. They're saying Steer might have caught that in the air. He may have. There's no doubt that Wynn was safe if it wasn't caught in the air. But I believe it was caught in the air. So Mason Wynn is out. Oliver Marmol is going to have a discussion with the umpires. Is this challengeable? Let's see. It might have bounced before it got into the glove. There's no way that you can call Wynn out by any other ruling than the ball was caught in the air. So who knows what happened there? I think the ball was caught in the air. It might have been some crazy ruling, but I don't think that would be reviewable. So no hit for Wynn. 1 out, nobody on. Let's make sure. I don't know, man. That didn't seem to be a very clear shot. But 1 out, nobody on. Here's the pitch to Burleson. Swing and a miss on a sweeper low and away. 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Driven in the air to center. But he just didn't get all of that. It's caught at the warning track right in front of that 400 feet sign by TJ Friedel for out number 2. So Burleson just misses one. Wynn just misses a hit after being robbed by Spencer Steer. And with 2 outs and nobody on, that's going to bring up Wilson Contreras. First pitch to Contreras is low, a chopper over to third. Nice play made by Lux, and we go to the 7th. It is 4-1 Cincinnati. Actually, Espinal has come in the game at third base. It's still going to be Leahy, I believe. It's going to be Benson, Trevino, and Fraley against Leahy. So we'll do a quick Kyle Leahy stat line. Gives up a lot of barrels. but keeps the contact pretty soft, so it's just bad launch angles, which allows for a good expected batting average and a lot of barrels. Also walks a little too many, doesn't strike out very many, so Leahy not pitching as well as he had. Also, the whip is above where it was last year, so that's unfortunate. We can leave Benson up again. Already kind of discussed Benson, but great contact. Strikes out too much. Kyle Leahy remains on the mound. He's going to be facing Will Benson here in the top of the 7th. Here's the first pitch to Benson. In there for strike 1 with the fastball outside. It's 0-1. Cardinals trying to hold the deficit in place as the 0-1 pitch misses outside with the curveball. 1-1. They trail 4-1 behind the Reds in the 7th inning. Playing Benson to pull here. The 1-1 pitch from Leahy to Benson. He is fouled back 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Leahy. Benson goes low and away and fouls that one off. Still 1-2. Benson has a strikeout in the game today, also has a fly out. Hitting just .217, but with 6 home runs. The 1-2 from Leahy. Swing and a miss on a fastball above the zone. Benson strikes out once again, and Leahy is through 1 1/3. So that will bring up Jose Trevino. Trevino is 1 for 2 so far today. Did come around to score earlier. Here's a ground ball. Mason Wynn makes the play, and there are 2 down in the 7th. So Jake Fraley will come up with 2 outs and nobody on. Fraley had a double his last time up, ended up driving in Trevino. Also was able to come around and score. First pitch from Leahy to Fraley is inside 1-0. The interesting thing here is that Leahy is only at 17 pitches, so he could probably go another inning. The 1-0 pitch, right down the middle, fly ball, left field. Burleson on the run, unable to get to that one. So it's 1-1 with 2 outs to Jake Fraley. So it is interesting. If you usually like 20 pitches, that's when a pitcher's about done when it's a reliever. You can usually get him to 30 when you need multiple innings out of a guy. The Cardinals are probably going to claim to need multiple innings out of Leahy here. It's not a rule or anything, but just when it comes to justifying why they're going to leave him in for next inning, it'll probably be to preserve the rest of the bullpen. As the 1-1 creates a fly ball, that one might be playable in left field. Burleson's over again, and it's not. It's going to drop just out of reach into the seats. 1 and 2. So 2 outs, nobody on, a 1-2 count now on Fraley. And Leahy's about to throw his 20th pitch of the game. So you can expect Leahy maybe to pitch the 8th as well, especially if the score remains the same. Here's the 1-2 to Jake Fraley. Drops the curveball in the dirt, doesn't get the chase, it's 2-2. That was a good pitch from Leahy. Better eye by Fraley. Fraley hitting just 100 this year with 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch. Got him. Sinker up and away. Perfectly placed by Leahy. Down goes Fraley. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It'll be Arenado, Saggese, and Pozo. Trailing by 3. This has already produced a run for the Cardinals. Alrighty. Let's double check. Oh yeah, I guess who is going to come in for their bullpen? Are they going to go to the bullpen? They should, right? Abbott through 93. So yeah, let's figure that out. So against Arenado, Saggese, and Pozo, that's 3 righties. They could easily go to a right-handed pitcher. The game is about to be back. Let's go ahead and check their bullpen really quickly. So Barlow, no, he already was used yesterday. That's really interesting. I mean, it could be Connor Phillips, could be a guy they used yesterday like Barlow. They go to, so Abbott's going to stay in the game. So that's really interesting. I don't know if I agree with that. Missed outside with the changeup there. 2-0 on Arenado. Two-0 pitch swung on and missed at the changeup. 2-1 on Arenado. The 2-1 pitch. Goes down and pops this one up. It was a changeup. That'll be playable and right for Fraley, who will make the grab for out number 1. I'm going to do a quick edit of this. Try to make it perfect. As here's a drive out to center field. Great sliding play made by Friedel to rob Saggese of a base hit. I was trying to edit the format. Unfortunate. So Saggese drove one out to center field. Friedel able to read it perfectly off the bat and run in, make a sliding grab for out number 2. 2 outs, nobody on, and that's going to bring up Joel Pozo for the final plate appearance against Abbott, unless he reaches the first pitch. Low and away, 1-0 on Pozo. So Abbott trying to save their bullpen here by eating up some more pitches in another inning, as the 1-0 is driven out to left field and caught by Benson. So exactly 100 pitches for Abbott. He goes 7 innings, just 1 run allowed. Great game from Abbott, and it is 4-1 Reds as we go to the 8th. So from the Cardinal perspective, Leahy is available. He threw 34 his last time out. He's probably going to throw some more this time around. So he's going to be back out facing 3 hitters. It's going to be Friedel, McLean, and De La Cruz. Wait, is that correct? Yeah. So that's scary. It's the top of the order, but Leahy's our best guy for the job in this one. So you expect him to stay in the game. I'll leave Friedel's name up. He's been pretty good this year. Oof. Alrighty, so we'll see if Leahy stays in the game. Mikolas was pretty good today, but unfortunately just didn't last forever. It's going to be Gordon Graceffo coming in the game for the Cardinals. He's had a rough go of it with a 7.47 ERA. Hopefully he can bring that back down. Against the top of the Reds order. So risky move from Marmol here. But I like the thought process. So here is the first pitch from Graceffo to Friedel. This is downstairs with the slider, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch from Graceffo to Friedel. He's right down the middle with the 4-seam, 1-1. Graceffo is ready. Here is the third pitch of the inning. Swing and a miss on a slider below the zone. It's 1-2 now on Friedel. So Graceffo obviously has a nice bunch of pitches. Young guy trying to earn his spot at the big league level. And Friedel is 0 for 2 today, has a sac fly, which allowed him to pick up an RBI in the 5th. The 1-2 pitch from Graceffo. Drops a curveball in the dirt, no chase that time, it's 2-2. Graceffo's ready once again, the 2-2 pitch. Right down the middle, driven up the middle. It's going to drop right in front of Barrero in center for a base hit. So Friedel has his first hit of the day. 1 man on with nobody out in the 8th, and that's going to bring up Matt McLean. McLean did homer earlier. And we'll see if Graceffo can get a ground ball here before Friedel tries to steal the first pitch. He is upstairs, gets the call with the slider, 0-1. Cardinals trail 4-1 to the Cincinnati Reds here. It's the top of the 8th. The Reds at the plate right now. The 4-1 pitch, the 0-1 pitch to McLean as he hits a fly ball out to right. And Walker watches that one hit off the net for a foul ball, 0-2. So it's the top of the 8th. Nobody out. TJ Friedel on first. 0-2 count on McLean, who has a solo homer in the game. Graceffo is ready. The 0-2 pitch to Matt McLean is finally delivered. Swing and a miss with the slider at the bottom of the zone. Down goes McLean for out number 1. So McLean walks back to the dugout. That's going to bring up Ellie De La Cruz. Just a great slider there. McLean unable to adjust. The Braves just took a loss against the Marlins in Miami. So they really are in trouble this year, still well below 500. One man on with one out. First pitch from Graceffo to De La Cruz in the 8th. It's going to freeze. Great. Here it is, the first pitch from Graceffo to De La Cruz. In the dirt with the curveball. Back pick tried by Pozo, but they don't get Friedel. It is 1-0. Graceffo's ready again. The 1-0 pitch to Ellie. Ground ball, playable at second base. They flip it to second for 1. Win with the turn. They got him. What a throw by Mason Wynn. Had to time it up perfectly and make the transfer in less than half a second, and he did it. Great flip by Sajasi. Even better turn by Wynn. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It is 4-1 Reds. All right, so now they're going to go to their bullpen for sure. And it is... Who hit last inning? Okay, so it's Walker, Barrero, and Donovan due up. That's righty, righty, lefty. I think they should go to a lefty. For a couple of reasons. Number one is that's going to keep Walker and Barrero in the game. If they go to a righty, you can just pinch hit Nootbaar and Victor Scott. Oh, whoops. And then the other reason is our righties are not super talented, so you'd rather have the lefty for Donovan anyway. So that's what I expect them to do. They're going to go to Taylor Rogers because he's the guy that is available. So let's get Taylor Rogers' numbers up. Let's see how you might want to attack him. Rogers has not been great at anything this year, but he's better at striking out some hitters and getting ground balls. So you want to work a long at bat, try to draw a walk, and then hit the ball hard. He gives up barrels. He walks a lot of hitters. I mean, that's as bad as it gets. So this is going to be the Cardinals' opportunity. That's why they wanted Abbott to stay in the game for an extra inning, as they are worried about this. But getting through one inning against this part of the Cardinal order would probably be perfectly fine for them. So we'll get to find out here. And I'm going to be right back. I might miss. Well, I'll watch this this at bat here. So first pitch from Rogers to Walker is inside with the sinker, 1-0. I'll probably last through this inning actually, but we'll see. The 1-0 pitch from Rogers to Walker, right down the middle, fouled off his foot. 1-1. So Walker is 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts today. They did go to Taylor Rogers as he is their most available reliever. And has the platoon advantage at least against Donovan. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Jordan Walker. Up and in, he pops this one up. Playable on the infield for Steer, who will make the grab for out number 1. That's going to bring up Jose Barrero, and I'll be right back. All right, it's 0-1 on Barrero. The 0-1 pitch is low and in, 1-1. So somehow I only missed one pitch there. Barrero is 0 for 2 today, looking to reach base and give the Cardinals a chance. The 1-1 pitch is fouled off his foot, 1-2. So really smart job by the Reds here to go to a lefty, keep Walker and Barrero in the lineup for the Cardinals, and give yourself more relief for the bullpen members who were used yesterday. So good job by the Reds. Here's the 1-2 pitch now to Barrero. Inside, 2-2. So one approach that you can take against Rogers is fouling off pitches and trying to draw a walk, as Rogers has one of the higher walk rates in baseball. The 2-2 pitch is inside, 3-2. So Barrero's done a good job of that so far. Working the count full. The 3-2 pitch now from Rogers. Low and in with the sinker. That's ball 4, and there's a man on with just one out for Brendan Donovan. So this is a big opportunity for the Cardinals. A man on with just one out. Top of the order coming up, it's going to be Donovan, Wynn, and Burleson next. So lefty-lefty Rogers to Donovan here. First pitch. Right down the middle for strike 1. Donovan is 0 for 3 today. He's yet to strike out. Maybe he can find a hole this time. The 0-1 pitch from Rogers. Outside, 1-1. This feels like a huge at-bat in the game with Mason Wynn waiting on deck. Reds are playing Donovan to pull, but have the third baseman a little bit off the line, which is Espinal. The 1-1 pitch to Donovan. Driven foul the other way, 1-2. So we'll see if Donovan can work a long at-bat, with Espinal playing third, and Mason Wynn on deck. One out, one man on. Cardinals trail 4-1. The 1-2 pitch from Rogers to Donovan. Pulled in the air to right field. Easy play for Fraley for out number 2. So 2 outs. Barrero still on first. Might want to think about trying to steal with Barrero here for Mason Wynn. And Francona is going to come out and take Rogers out of the game. That's going to bring Lyon Richardson in the game. So Richardson, did he pitch yesterday? He did. Threw 21 pitches yesterday. So that's interesting. For pitching run value. Really high ground ball rate, very low, high ground ball rate, low barrel rate, decent walk rate. How do you beat him? I guess you just have to hit the ball hard into the gap. Because it doesn't look like he's giving up a lot of barrels, but he is giving up hard hit baseballs. He's also not striking out very many people. So if you can just hit the ball hard into the part of the infield that they're not defending, that'll get you a hit. That's the best way to beat Richardson, from what we can tell. So Mason Wynn's work is cut out for him. It'll be Wynn, Burleson, and Contreras against the righty, with 2 outs here in the 8th. With Wynn here, you're really hoping to just get a base runner. Try to give yourself the best chance to come back in the game. Richardson's thrown for 22 2/3 innings this year in 18 games for just a 1.99 ERA, but the whip is up at 1.1, so it's not quite matched up yet. Mason Wynn in here. Here's the first pitch. Up and away with the fastball, 1-0. Wynn did have a single back in the first inning. He is 1 for 3 with a stolen base. Just trying to reach base against Richardson. The 1-0 pitch. Drop the changeup in there, up and away for a strike, 1-1. So they do have some good control of that changeup today. Big hole on the right side of the infield for Wynn. That's where you can look to drive it. The 1-1. Fouled away. 1-2. You got a little under that one. And just fouled it right back against the screen. So we'll see if Wynn can have a good at-bat here or get a hold of one with a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch from Richardson to Mason Wynn with a man on. Up and away, 2-2. So 2 outs, 2-2 count. Runner on first for Mason Wynn. It is a fast runner in Barrero. The 2-2 pitch. Missed low, it's 3-2. So if Wynn is able to reach, it's going to be Alec Burleson in this inning. Let's see if Wynn can pass the torch. 1 man on, 2 outs. The 3-2 pitch. High in the air to right field, should be playable for Fraley, and it is. So a great game from the Reds pitching so far. We go to the 9th, it's 4-1 Reds. Burleson, Contreras, Arenado, potentially some pinch hitters. It's not a bad 9th inning plan, but it's not looking good. So Graceffo is probably going to stay in the game. Stevenson, Santiago Espinal, and Steer. That is one of the good news. One of the things that is good news for the Cardinals here is that Burleson can hit the ball for average and for power. So if he can just get on base by either walking or getting a base hit, that will allow Contreras to try to draw a walk. And then you have Arenado pinch hit Gorman. So, 2 out of 3 between Burleson, Contreras, Arenado just need to reach base. And then you have a Gorman pinch hit with a chance to tie the game. And Nootbaar as well. You could pinch hit Nootbaar and then bring in Pajas to catch. So that is the play for the Cardinals in the 9th. But first, Graceffo has to face Stevenson, Espinal, Steer. First pitch from Graceffo in the 9th. Swing and a miss on a slider low and in against Tyler Stevenson for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch now in the 9th. Fouled back 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch now from Graceffo to Stevenson. Upstairs with the fastball, 1-2. So Graceffo on his 14th pitch of the game, the 1-2 to Stevenson. Beautiful curveball, but just didn't get the chase. It's 2-2. Two-two pitch to Stevenson. Got him with a fastball on the outside corner. Down goes Stevenson for out number 1 in the 9th. And that's going to bring up Santiago Espinal. So that is Graceffo's. Is it his first strikeout? No, that's his second strikeout of the game. First pitch to Espinal is low and away with the slider, 1-0. Espinal hitting .245 this year, came in to play defense at third base. For Gavin Lux, the 1-0 pitch. Downstairs with the slider, didn't get the call, 2-0. Cardinals trail 1-4 against the Reds in the 9th. The 2-0 pitch. Just outside with the fastball, 3-0. The hitters in the bottom of the 9th will be Burleson, Contreras, Arenado, and then some pinch hitters. Graceffo's ready to go. The 3-0 to Espinal. In there, low and away for a strike. It's 3-1. Graceffo is ready. The 3-1 pitch to Espinal. Up and in, pulled in the air to left field. That's playable for Burleson. He'll make the grab for out number 2. So 2 outs with nobody on for Spencer Steer in the Reds' likely final at-bat of the series. They're looking to salvage a victory here in Game 3 in St. Louis. First pitch from Graceffo to Steer is outside, 1-0. Cardinals looking to come back and complete a sweep. They are down by 3 runs in the 9th. Graceffo at pitch number 22. Here's the 1-0 to Spencer Steer. Popped foul, 1-1. Steer has a single in the game today, stole a base after that, but was left stranded at third base. Graceffo delivers the 1-1. Up and in, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch to Steer in the ninth. He is going to get the call on a slider inside, 2-2. So one more pitch now from Graceffo could get it done and send us to the bottom half of this ninth inning. Graceffo has a Roman numeral tattoo on his arm. I wonder what that's about. The 2-2 pitch to Steer. Up and in with the curveball. The count has run full. Steer's had a great series this series. Played an excellent first base as well defensively. The 3-2 pitch to Steer. Right down the middle, driven in the air to left field, playable for Burleson. He's going to make the catch at the track for out number 3. So we go to the bottom of the ninth. It is 4-1 Reds. It's going to be Burleson, Contreras, Arenado, and then some pinch hitters. All right, my bad. Game's coming back very soon. It's going to be Alec Burleson. All right, let's see who's going to come in to pitch for the Reds. Oh, whoops. It's probably going to be Emilio Pagan, the closer. Let's confirm that. It is Emilio Pagan, so we'll grab his statistics here. .88 whip, 3.38 ERA. The best way to approach him is barrel the ball up. That's really it. Just got to make good contact. Fight, stay in that bat, make a great swing at your pitch to hit. So Pagan in the game, going to face Burleson to begin the ninth inning. 3.38 ERA is a little bit high for the whip that he has at just 0.8888. My bad. Okay, so Alec Burleson is 0 for 3 so far on the night, but if he can reach base here, he could start a rally. The first pitch is outside 1-0. Burleson has a lineout and 2 flyouts today. The 1-0 pitch, pulled foul. 1-1, that was a splitter. That splitter went right down the middle, but Burleson was just early. The 1-1 pitch now from Emilio Pagan to Burleson in the ninth. He is low and away with the splitter, 2-1. 2-1 pitch. Outside, 3-1 now on Burleson. Wilson Contreras is on deck. It's a 3-1 count on Burleson. The Cardinals trail 4-1 in the ballgame. The 3-1 pitch to Alec. Top of the zone, he pops this one up. I don't understand going after that pitch, but it is his pitch that he likes to hit, the high fastball, so he was looking for that. He got it, just did not connect. I guess I do understand the swing. It is Burleson's pitch, so just didn't get it that time. 1 out, nobody on. That's going to bring up Wilson Contreras. The problem with that is you're not looking for a homer right here. You're just looking to reach base, so Burleson probably just had too high of a launch angle in mind, but up and in there with the cutter, it's 1-0 on Contreras. This sport is incredibly difficult. The 1-0 pitch now from Pagan to Contreras is cued over to first base. Pagan can just step on the bag himself and will for out number 2. So the Cardinals' last hope will be Nolan Arenado. They need Arenado and now Sajasi to reach if they want to extend this one. Arenado did hit a homer off of Pagan yesterday to force a blown save. And tie the game, ended up winning that one in extra innings. Arenado's 1 for 3 today, did score after hitting a single back in that second inning. First pitch, right down the middle for a strike. 0-1. The Cardinals have only struck out 3 times in the game today, but they'll also only have 3 hits. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Pagan. Outside, popped foul, 0-2, and the Cardinals are down to their final strike. The Cubs are coming to town for a series this week. The 0-2 pitch from Pagan to Arenado in the 9th. Up and away, 1-2. So Arenado stays alive there. He can battle back. We're just a couple base runners away from the tying run. The 1-2 pitch from Pagan. Fastball low and in, ground ball to third. Pagan gets the ground ball. Good play by Espinal, and the Reds salvage Game 3. It's a 4-1 win for the Reds over the Cardinals. But the Cardinals did win the series, so they'll host the Cubs for tomorrow's game.